All right, I need to talk about this because at first glance, it looks like just another Fortnite crossover, another skin drop, another IP slapped onto the island. But once you actually look at what Fortnite is doing here, this is different. Fortnite just crossed over with South Park. Yes, that South Park. And instead of just adding skins and calling it a day, Epic went way further than usual. They added a brand new 5-player mode. They added a free mini pass, and they quietly broke one of Fortnite's longest standing rules without really making a big deal about it. And I think this collab might be a test run for something way bigger. So today I want to break down what this crossover actually includes, why it feels different from past Fortnite collabs, and why I think this could change how Fortnite handles crossovers moving forward. Fortnite has done a lot of crossovers. Marvel, DC, Dragon Ball, Naruto, TMNT, Star Wars, music artists, movies, anime, you name it, most of the time the formula is simple. You get skins, you get back blings, maybe a pickaxe or glider. Occasionally, you get a limited time mode that is mostly cosmetic with minimal gameplay changes. That formula works, it prints money. But lately, Fortnite has been quietly experimenting more and more with crossovers that actually touch gameplay. And this South Park crossover is the clearest example yet. Let's talk about why South Park even matters here. South Park is not a safe brand. It is offensive, political, crude, unfiltered. It does not care about advertisers or controversy. That alone makes this crossover surprising. Fortnite is usually very brand safe, bright, accessible, appeals to kids, teens, and adults. So why South Park? Because Fortnite knows exactly who is still playing the game. A huge portion of Fortnite's audience grew up with South Park. They are now adults. They have disposable income. They still play Fortnite socially. This collab is Fortnite saying, we know you are still here. And instead of sanitizing South Park, Epic leaned into the chaos in a very Fortnite way. Let's break down what is actually included in the crossover. First, yes, you get South Park themed cosmetics, characters, emotes, visual references. That part is expected. But here's where it gets interesting. Fortnite introduced a 5-player mode tied to this event. For anyone who does not play Fortnite regularly, squads have always been capped at 4 players. That has been a hard rule for years. 2 duos, 4 squads. 5 players changes everything. Team coordination changes, chaos increases, balance shifts. This is not a small tweak. And Fortnite did this quietly, almost like they wanted to see how players react without drawing a ton of attention to it. This is the most important part of the entire crossover. Fortnite does not change core squad rules lightly. A 5-player team encourages larger friend groups, makes casual play more appealing, increases chaos, which fits South Park perfectly, tests scalability without committing permanently. Think about how many times you've had that one extra friend sitting in the lobby. Someone always gets left out. This fixes that problem. But it also tells us something deeper. Epic is clearly testing larger social experiences, not permanently, not officially, but experimentally, using a crossover as cover. If players love it, Epic learns something valuable. If players hate it, they quietly remove it after the event. No long-term commitment required. This is live service testing at its smartest. Now let's talk about the free mini pass because this is another underrated part of the collab. Most Fortnite passes require payment. Battle pass, mini passes, event passes. This one is free, and that matters. A free mini pass lowers friction, encourages lapsed players to return, feels generous without costing Epic much, keeps engagement high during the event window, and this is classic live service psychology. Give players something small but meaningful for free. Get them back into the ecosystem. Let the shop do the rest. It feels less like a cash grab and more like a playable event, which is exactly how Fortnite wants collabs to feel going forward. Let's compare this to past collabs. Travis Scott was a spectacle. Dragon Ball was iconic. TMNT was nostalgic, but most of them shared one thing. They did not change how Fortnite fundamentally plays. This one does. South Park affects team structure, event progression, player engagement style. It feels closer to a limited time expansion than a cosmetic drop. And that is a huge shift. Epic is slowly moving collabs from advertising into content. Here's where I think this is heading. I think Fortnite is testing mini seasons, short themed events where the rules slightly change, squad sizes flex, progression systems are unique, gameplay reflects the IP. Instead of one massive seasonal overhaul every few months, we could see smaller rotating experiences layered on top of the core game. This keeps Fortnite fresh without alienating casual players, and it lets Epic experiment safely. If South Park works, what comes next? We already saw huge success from the Simpsons collab. Next, we could see Family Guy, more Adult Swim IPs that lean into gameplay changes. This opens the door to way more creative freedom. The South Park crossover is not just funny, it is not just nostalgic, it is not just another skin drop. It is Fortnite testing the future in real time. 5-player squads, free progression, gameplay tied directly to an IP. If this is where collabs are going, Fortnite is about to feel very different over the next few years. And honestly, I am here for it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Would you want 5-player squads to become permanent? And what crossover do you think should be next? Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.